Okay, I guess we are live. Hi. Hello. Hi, Mehnaz. How are you doing?
Good, I'm doing great.
Okay, for those who have just tuned in, you are actually on Facebook watching the BTE show. BTE. Mehnaz, go ahead. Tell our listeners what BTE is.
Business, technology, and energy.
Whoa, two like gorgeous girls talking about business, technology, and energy. It doesn't get hotter than that.
I love it. I'm excited. There's some great news to share, and excited to be talking about something that we can relate to and also share with our users, so they can also relate to and get updated and stay.
Yes, that's
updated
right.
and-
And it's going to be happening every Thursday, the BTE show, Business Technology and Energy show. We're going to have lots of updates in it. The first news, Menas, मैं शामिल करने जा रही हूँ, and this one here is the one and only Elon Musk. Is this the Elon Musk news? Okay, no, this is not the Elon Musk
This
news.
is the Apple.
Okay, this is the Apple news. Okay, I need to check you. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this for. Okay, here it is. Here is the Elon Musk news. I think I have a feeling that every show is going to start off with an Elon Musk news. What do you think about it?
Yeah, possibly, because there's always news when it comes to Elon Musk. For sure.
Do you like me have like a little kind of crush on him too?
I follow him. I'm not gonna lie. I also, just because I feel like he's so he's so futuristic,
right,
and it inspires me. And then at the same time, he's so just the way his leadership style is as well, and just his strategic side. I just I do follow him to see what he's doing, what kind of decisions he's taking, how he's taking the company to the next level.
Right.
And then just he's been so diversified, which is also inspiring. The things that he gets into. Years later, we hear, oh wow, okay, this is now a norm. But he's a trendsetter in the industry.
Absolutely, absolutely, he is. Last week, हम बात कर रहे थे that there is going to be. There is actually a battle going on between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, and who's going to be the first man on the moon now.
Oh boy!
And since nobody has been on the moon since 1978, isn't that really kind of weird?
Yeah, well,
kind of makes me believe those conspiracy theories.
Well, I mean, he is also invested in a lot of like space, iSpace, or I believe like
SpaceX.
Yeah, SpaceX. There you go.
And Starlink.
Yeah. So a few different ventures that he's also got his hands in as well.
Right. So
he may be the first.
he definitely. And what I really like, and I get inspired by when about Elon Musk is what I love about this guy is he loves to take risk. And that actually kind of like his energy of risk taking, of like going above and beyond and pushing the edges. He doesn't push the edge. He's like usne sari edges mita diye.
Trendsetter. Yeah, he's definitely a visionary leader.
Right. Down. Yeah, so that's what really inspires me. So today we're going to talk about that Elon Musk is saying that the Tesla bot will be ready in a year. And the famous billionaire says a domestic humanoid bot is coming soon. यानी कि अब आपके घर पे मासी के बजाय या फिर मेड के बजाय या फिर हेल्प के बजाय जो है you are going to have a Tesla bot.
That sounds
a humanoid kind of bot.
All my problems would go away. सारे जो घर के काम, all of that, you just need to get yourself a bot.
Yep, and he's saying that a humanoid bot will be ready to show off next year.
Wow.
But Elon Musk, obviously, he's always gone forward and made bigger promises, and many times shattered the windshield, screens of his own cars, saying that it's going to be, break-proof and stuff like that in making presentations. So people are, kind of skeptical. Okay, within 1 year, you're claiming that you are going to present this humanoid bot. It really may not be possible. But knowing Elon Musk, I think it may be possible.
He may have something in the market. I mean, whenever there's new technology, even look at, from phones to any kind of technology, it's like the first in the market. Uske baad, there's so many different iterations of the same product that just shows further and further improvement. So I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't put it past him.
And just recently at the auto company presentation, he gave a huge PowerPoint presentation where he was talking about that the prototype for the Tesla bot is going to be ready by next year. That means we're not only going to have Tesla cars, we're going to be also like having Tesla bots at home. And these bots are going to be doing 3 tasks, Mehnaz. The first one is they're saying that they want the bots to do the tasks that are boring. That means, safai vagara, cleaning, tidying up dishes. I need a bot that does dishes, please.
I think we all need one.
And then the bot will also help with things that are repetitive. That means the things, the repetitive tasks like laundry. And then finally, tasks that are dangerous to do, those bots will be doing as well. So the idea of the bot is revolving around doing these 3 different tasks. So that's all from this, my first news. Over to you, Mehnaz. What's happening?
So yeah, I wanted to share some news in energy. So there's I'll mention Elon Musk once again,
Okay.
and Jeff Bezos. There's a company called Form Energy. It's a secretive or secret startup that not a lot of people know about.
Okay.
It's called Form Energy, and they're scaling to develop a battery that would have the life like electricity that can store electricity up to 100 hours.
Oh wow!
So that's very like industry breaking. But it hasn't publicly demonstrated that the technology is 100%. It works.
Okay.
They haven't, but they've started the funding for it. There's, I think, 360 million they've funded, and I think the first round they closed on Tuesday. I think one of the first seed rounds at 250 million. So, and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are both invested in this company.
They're both
as well.
Invested. Okay.
They're both invested.
Are they public? I need to buy some stocks.
Yeah, so
there.
they just started. So they did a seed funding. So they haven't done an IPO yet. So normally they'll do all the seed funding first,
Okay.
With a limited group, and then they'll expand it to an IPO. I'm sure in the future. So the way the battery works is it's like reversible rusting. It's known as, and it uses 3 very affordable and readily available materials. So like iron, it uses iron,
Okay.
air, and water. So that's
Those have been around since the beginning of time.
yeah. So really excited to see what that comes up with, and I think, like I mentioned, so in order for us to reach even, for us to even be able to
Use it.
for us to be carbon emissions neutral or hit like a net zero.
Oh, okay.
By mid-century, like we would literally have to everything that we use, all the gases we would be emitting, we would have to absorb greenhouse gases in return, and then solar and wind capacity will need to quadruple,
Okay.
and then investments in renewable energy would have to triple by 2030 to be able to get
Wow.
where we want to be.
I like what the sentence that you just used over there, and for listeners as well. When Mehnaz says that to be able to reach like a zero point, it can happen by mid-century. That is 2050.
2030, yeah. So they're saying by 2030,
Okay.
if if we were to quadruple the current investments in renewable energy,
Okay.
we would, if we were to, our solar and wind capacity would need to quadruple, like the
Okay.
solar and wind capacity that we have today would have to go 4 times as much, and then we would have to absorb as much greenhouse gases that are being emitted, right? So,
Right.
but there's right now, like with even like carbon, there's a lot of companies that do carbon offsets, even at Just Energy.
Okay.
We have a company, it's called TerraPass, and we do carbon offsets where consumers, corporations, individual contributors can reach out and they can buy and invest in carbon offsets. So a lot of people, which is really interesting, like I know a few, folks that have gotten married even. It's very trendy in the California region,
Mhm.
but they, instead of gifts, they will ask people to contribute to these carbon offsets for the couple.
So cool.
Yeah, super cool. And
Yeah,
so,
I don't want a gift for myself.
And-
Give me a gift for Mother Earth.
yeah, and the best for TerraPass, like the amazing part for our company, the TerraPass brand, is that you get to also review which type of carbon offset you want to take advantage of. So there's different projects that are happening
Mhm.
at an international level,
Mhm.
and you get to take your carbon offsets and invest in whichever project that you mostly relate to. It could be, the Amazon forest. It could be any build it, like putting up a certain number of trees in certain areas around the
Fantastic.
world. So you get to really get to be very included in terms of you don't just buy these carbon offsets and we invest them for you. You get to select which project you want to invest in.
Oh wow, that is fun. So how can people reach out to you for that?
They can reach out to me. They can call me at the 1-855-855-TARA number, or they can also go to our TerraPass website, which is www.terrapass.com. That's TerraPass.com.
Oh, that's a lot of information, Mehnaz. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you guys for, making that happen as well. I love it when, people have become, because I think eventually we all have to become conscious of the fact that if we do not do anything, we're setting fire to our own house.
Absolutely, that's the best way to say it.
We're like chopping it down, we're setting fire to it, and we are just like releasing chemicals in it and stuff like that. It's our house, it's our ocean, it's our water, it's our mother. And great incentive.
And any kind of contribution, it could be either through carbon offsets or even individual activities that you can do, individually or with your family. Every little bit, matters.
Of course.
Something as simple as carpooling, to set off, the carbon you use, or, with multiple cars going in the same location, you can carpool.
Right.
It's fun. And then you're, contributing to a good cause.
Wonderfully said. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mehnaz. Okay, so we're going to move on towards our next news. And this next news that I have coming is all the Apple users. Okay, attention, all the Apple users, because this could be Apple's next $20 billion business. And what we are talking about here, we are talking about advertising. So now Apple is not just going to make your phones, it's also going to tell you what to buy.
Oh boy.
Because what Apple has just started doing right now, I'm going to take this off the screen. So what Apple has just started doing right now is that they are actually trying to turn advertising into their next business venture, because all the third-party ads that they get, they're trying to curb it. So they are like holding off the third-party ads so that they can generate their own ads, their own campaigns, and team up with other brands and launch their own campaigns rather than just allowing third party to use their platforms and their spots. So now I must say that just reading that news, it may not be a big thing, because they're saying this may be their next big gig. But Mehnaz, I was thinking that like right in front of us, this world is changing so fast. Like we do not have an understanding, especially mere khayal mein, I think what COVID really did is COVID kind of like pushed us into the future. And things are changing so fast, the way we're using technology, the way technology plays a role in our life, the way 5 years ago, I used to say I cannot live without my phone. And like right now, I can say like my life does not exist without my phone. I do not exist. So a lot of people think that this is too much dependency on this technology. And a lot of people are still thinking that, older times were better. We spend more times with our families. We don't need all this technology. Abhi chalto raha and stuff like that. I'm a big futuristic though.
No, I think naturally, because there's so many different conveniences these days that we're able to do. We can do banking from our phone. We can do so much more from our phone. You can send an email. You can, you can consolidate your investment accounts. You can, watch the stock market. So that's where I think the dependency lies. But I think as long as you're able to thoda sa, you can shut down and it doesn't take away into your personal life, you can also remove yourself from the phone and get back to the human aspect of it. I think if you everything in life, I think with a balance is key. So as long as that balance is kept, technology is always more convenient and more efficient. The way I look at it.
Right, I agree with that point of view. But at the same time, I also have a feeling that because we do not have the right laws, or maybe we do not have the right lawmakers looking in the future. The futurists are not making laws, and just because of that, we may end up giving too much power to these companies that in the future, like 50 years from now or 100 years from now, these are going to be the people that control the world, and we don't really want that, because We want the people to control the world, not these commercial organizations with commercial agendas.
Yeah, so data is that's another topic in itself. And the way data is collected these days, it's fascinating. Sometimes, we don't even know how many times have you thought of something, or you've done a Google search on something, or you apne socha bhi ho, and then all of a sudden, like on Facebook, you're like, okay, wait, this is kind of borderline creepy, right?
So, right.
That's because they started with data. They've started looking at analytics and studying consumer behavior habits as well, right? Okay, what are you most likely, or if you have any searches that you've done on Amazon or even Google, like it's crazy how all of a sudden wo aapko advertisement baar nazar, it's like it's haunting you, like, no, I didn't want to buy those shoes, but like you see those shoes everywhere, stuff like that. So
Right.
it's a data is a huge but I think on that I would say okay, every like small business se leke large business, but it's become such a trend. That data is important from an individual perspective, of course, securing your data, but from a organizational standpoint is gathering that data and leveraging it to the best of your abilities, either be for marketing or sales purposes, or just from a customer relationship, just to better understand your target audience.
Two stories, Mehnaz, I'm going to share here, and these are I follow this girl on TikTok, and she talks about data privacy and stuff, and I watched two of her videos that really creeped me out, that actually made me start rethinking this, because I always used to think I don't have to hide anything. I'm not like a criminal, I'm like, I don't have to hide anything, that's fine, they can use it. They are sending me stuff that of course I need, but it is so detailed what the algorithm is doing. For the first story is that this family actually started receiving started seeing ads of like baby diapers.
Okay, were they expecting?
No, they were not.
Okay.
Okay, so they didn't know that they were expecting.
Okay, that's just creepy. I'm just kidding.
Yes,
Go on. Okay.
yes, that is the creepy part. That they did not know that they were expecting, but they started seeing ads for baby diapers. That means the algorithm is so smart that it can actually sense that, by your habits, by what you're searching, by everything that you're doing, it can actually sense that you are at that stage. So AI knows before you that you're actually expecting.
Yeah, that's definitely, it's not always going to be accurate, but it's crazy how in certain situations we do see so much accuracy. So they start studying like basically
human
behavior. If you're searching pregnancy tests, or you're searching different things related to conceiving, तो वो उसके हिसाब से they start to market you for those things.
Mehnaz, they had no idea.
Oh, they had no idea.
They had no idea.
Well,
and they actually made a complaint because they had a teenage daughter, and they were afraid that maybe she's searching something like that. And but then it actually ended up to the wife, she was expecting. And the second creepy news here is
that is creepy.
Let me share with you how Netflix uses your personal data. So what Netflix is gonna do is it's not gonna customize the recommendations for you. It does customize it based on the stuff that you've watched, but what it does is it customizes the posters of those movies. So if you, they have various different posters for each movie. They're going to customize which poster is going to entice you into watching this movie and show that one to you.
Based off what you watched?
Based off what you watched and other data that everyone else has been collecting. Yes,
really?
yes, that's right. So they use the data that you allow them when you get Netflix. You allow them on all these.
And then they're on your Wi-Fi too.
Yes, exactly.
So,
okay. Oh wow. Okay, fine. We have to take a break here. It's time for a break right here. This is, I think, last week was the first episode, but Mehnaz wasn't here. But she's well, and she's here in the studio. This is the second episode, Mehnaz. I'm loving it. What do you think?
I'm also loving it. This is interesting.
Right.
And I hope our listeners are also enjoying.
Okay, and if you haven't joined us on Facebook Live as yet, we're going to go towards a break. We'll come right back after the break, and we will be going on our Facebook Live once again, but that's going to happen right after these messages.